Alright, I'm remaking this video. Um, didn't upload. So, it is Luffy and Kaido versus the four admirals Akainu, Kizaru, Fujitora, and Aramaki. And they're fighting at Sabaody Archipelago. Physical strength, that's going to Luffy and Kaido. Their striking power and lifting power, they outskill the admirals in that. Akainu can kind of compete, but even Akainu, he ain't as strong as Luffy and Kaido. Striking power, lifting power wise, I gotta give that to Luffy and Kaido. When it comes to speed, the Marines, they got a man called Kizaru. We know that he's made of light and he's very fast, so we'll give him the speed. We will give the speed to the four admirals. Durability, we're giving it to Luffy and Kaido. Kaido is definitely a tank, not easily damaged. Luffy's also good at taking on blunt force damage. These admirals, especially Fujitora and Aramaki, they ain't stacking up. Uh, Kizaru ain't stacking up in that category, and Akainu, he's kind of durable compared to his guys, but nah. We're giving the durability to Kaido and Luffy on that one. Endurance goes to the Admirals. And I'll tell you why, because Akainu fought against Aokiji for 10 days straight, right? Kaido and Luffy have really good endurance. So if you want to still give it to them, I ain't hating you. But I'm giving it to Akainu. He also has 3 other men backing him up. So admirals have endurance. But that's Akainu carrying that shit heavily, right? Intelligence goes to the 4 admirals. They already work as a group, as an organization, right? Against pirates. This will be no different, They'll try to come up with plans to stop the abilities of Kaido and Luffy. Everybody in this field has devil fruit, so it's like, they also have to worry about falling into the ocean too. They get hit hard enough or they get sent flying far enough, yeah, man, they could get fucked up. So they have to like come together and really. And then Luffy and Kaido aren't really the smartest people, and the fact that they're both captains, they won't want to listen to one another. However, experience will go to Luffy and Kaido. Kaido is older than everybody in this field, and he, um, damn man, he's been around, fighting Marines and pirates alike for years, right? And Luffy's also fought his share of Marines and pirates. They only fight pirates. And I know some people are like, it's no real difference, but there is a difference, right? They got more exposure to different things. So Luffy and Kaido take experience. Close skills go to Luffy and Kaido. Luffy and Kaido are about that smoke. They'll come up on him and, Kaido's hitting him with his club really fucking hard. Luffy's, running his fucking hands too. We got close skills going to Luffy and Kaido. Range skills, I'm giving it to the 4 admirals only because they have so many type of range skills they can do. Akainu and Fujitora can send down meteors. Now, Kaido or Akainu's, those ain't really meteors, but they're, fists that get greatly larger and they come down like that, you know. Then, Kizaru has his light beams that he can shoot out. And then Aramaki, he can, turn a forest, um, summon a forest out of nowhere. Now Kaido and Luffy definitely have their range skills too, and I wouldn't be upset at you if you gave it to them. I wouldn't at all be upset if you gave them range skills as well. Recovery, that's going to Luffy and Kaido. With Luffy, coming back, bouncing back with Gear 5. Um, I have to give it to, Luffy and Kaido for that. Hacks wise, it's going to Luffy and Kaido. All the admirals have Logia Devil Fruits. Well, except Fujitora, who has his Paramecia type Devil Fruit. But these two guys, Kaido has the, Fish Fruit Azure Dragon, and Luffy has the Sun God Nikaido Fruit, you know, only limited by what he imagines, right? So if his imagination's abundant, then he'll make all kinds of shit happen. He'll change the environment to rubber, um, all kinds of things, man. And that's why I give them the environment as well, right? He'll turn the ground and bouncy. You can't get your footing on shit like that. You really can't. But some of the emeralds can fly, and they got that going for them. But hey, man, ain't there's no question in my mind that Kaido and Luffy win this shit. High difficulty. Akainu's gonna be one of those fucking, like, he's a dog, man. He's gonna try to be in there like that, but he has two of them to deal with. Maybe if he had just one of them, they could win. But two guys like that, and they both have Conqueror's hockey. Nah, man. And he ain't confirmed to conquer either, man. So, and even if he was, it still wouldn't be enough. So Luffy and Kaido win, but let me know in the comments who you think wins this fight, man.